kita akan mau mulai nih acara pertama ini. Nah, sebelum kita mulai acara pertama ini, aku mau ngasih background dulu nih Glo, mengenai company kita. Kamu tahu gak sih Glo, faktanya itu, kamu gak tahu? Ya aku belum ngomong. 85% proporsi pegawai KPMG Indonesia itu adalah milenial.
Oh, saya sih termasuk di dalamnya 85%.
Ya udah. Nah, 15%-nya lagi itu terdiri dari berbagai generasi. Situasi seperti ini nih pastinya sangat challenging untuk dapat bekerja dengan generasi yang berbeda. Mau tahu bagaimana cara menghadapi perbedaan generasi ini dan berkolaborasi sekaligus punya growth mindset?
Enggak.
Di skrip harusnya kamu jawab iya.
Mau banget. Karena emang sisa kan pikiran gua tuh suka beda gitu emang sama atasan gitu, beda pikirannya. Oh emang beda ya?
Iya kalau lu bilang lu rada beda pikirannya dengan ngomong dengan atasan, dengan teman-teman sangkatan pun beda gitu loh. Jadi gak usah kaget.
Sulit dimengerti ya?
Sulit dimengerti ya.
Jadi gimana sih caranya biar mindset kita tuh nyambung gitu sama generasi di
Kita
atas?
perlu dengar nih Glo dari ahlinya. Beliau ini adalah Global Keynote Speaker, serial entrepreneur dan mind expert yang akan sharing ke kita tentang bagaimana kita yang beda generasi ini bisa bekerja sama dalam satu firm. Dan kalau misalnya kata beliau ini ada tagline-nya, make a magic happen.
Itu kata beliau. Kalau kata saya, make a magic happen on your working paper. Jangan
ya. Working paper jangan di magic, jangan ya.
Jangan di magic, angka tahun lalu jangan disulap gitu ya.
Betul, jangan ya.
Terus, jadi kan tadi udah dijelasin bakal ada pembicara. Nah terus teman-teman gimana nih mau interaksi sama pembicara itu secara dia kan di panggung sini, kalian semua di bawah situ kan ya. Nah jadi teman-teman bisa melakukan pertanyaan, melemparkan pertanyaan dengan cara masuk ke link yang ada di layar, nih sudah terlihat, atau scan QR-nya. Nah kalau udah masuk ke situs tersebut tinggal login aja, masukin nama lengkap dan divisinya tuh apa, misalkan Gloria Audit. Kayak gitu. Nah untuk teman-teman yang udah nanya, ada sesuatu, apa tuh Sa?
Nah teman-teman nanti untuk yang bertanya, bentar ya.
Oh iya bentar.
Akan dapat buku dari beliau nih, dari speakernya. Jadi buat teman-teman yang nanya, boleh kasih applause.
Mana tepuk tangannya?
Ini dari speakernya nih, jadi kalau teman-teman yang nanya nanti bisa dapat buku ini waktu coffee break di lantai 10B. Nah bukunya ini tersedia 2 versi, bahasa Indonesia dan bahasa Inggris. Jadi buat teman-teman yang nggak bisa bahasa Indonesia nggak usah khawatir, ada yang versi Inggris.
Cocok banget buat gue emang.
Oh lu nggak ngerti bahasa Indonesia?
Gue nggak ngerti bahasa Indonesia dari tadi juga, ini ngomong apa sih?
Prihatin gue.
Oke. Yaudah tanpa panjang lebar lagi ya nggak sih? Now please welcome Mr. Andrew Senduk.
Thank you so much. KPMG Indonesia, how is everyone doing today? 5 people doing well. KPMG Indonesia, make some noise. Yeah, that's what I mean. That is what I mean. I am so excited to be here. Before I start, I just want to say a big thank you to the leadership team, Bu Ivana and the team. Because to be honest, 15 years ago, 15 tahun lalu, 2004, I was in a room like this. A big room, hundreds of people. I just graduated university. And I also joined a town hall of a Big Four. Because I started working as a Big Four in Belanda, in the Netherlands. I won't say which Big Four because I don't want to get into fights. But it was a Big Four, But I'm really honored to be here. And today, I want to talk a bit about something which I am really excited about, which is magic. You know, before I start, has anyone ever heard me speak or have seen me on social media or anyone? Can you just please raise your hand if you have heard of me before? Bu Ivana, because I talked to Bu Ivana for the last couple of weeks. Besides Bu Ivana, someone else? 2 people, thank you so much. Okay, so I think it would be nice if I would just give a slight introduction of myself. So I brought this one beautiful slide. I think the most beautiful part of this slide is my family, my beautiful wife, and my kids. But I want to share a bit I started my career in the Big Four, but during the last 10 years, I've been doing a lot of tech industry work. I founded a few companies. I burned a lot of savings. I got a lot of stress. But the last company I built became a $50 million e-commerce company, which employed over 600 people. And now I'm blessed to speak across the globe to companies about innovation, about mindset, and about millennials. Any millennials in the house? Any millennials in the house? I heard like 80% of the workforce in KPMG are the most ambitious, eager, and purpose-driven millennials in Indonesia. There is something about a room full of eager, ambitious people. I feel that my IQ already like went up for 10 points just by being in the midst of you. But magic, right? Magic. What does magic mean? I think it means, if we look here, maybe there's, let's say, 800 people. I think we'll have different definitions of magic. For some of you, it means that magic is change. You want to see change in your team, change in your project. For leadership, of course, they want to see change in their leadership. They want to see leadership happen in their team. But it could be anything. I think results is also a pretty important one. But talking about magic, I want to share a story about a painter. Does anyone know who painted this painting? If you know who painted this painting, you have the chance to win an iPhone 11. But there's also a chance you will not win it. So I leave it in the middle. But does anyone know who painted this painting? My wife is unfortunately not the right answer. If it would be, I would not be standing here. But anyone else? Picasso. It was Pablo Picasso, one of the most famous painters in the world. In 1950, Pablo Picasso was working on a painting. And he'd been working on the painting for a couple of days. He was tired, and he thought by himself, I need to walk outside. I need to be in solitude. I need to get some inspiration outside. So he walked out of his workshop, walking through a small village in Spain. And suddenly, he heard a boy screaming, Mr. Picasso! Mr. Picasso! Back, he saw a small boy walking behind him. But he just wanted to have rest. So he kept on walking faster. Mr. Picasso, Mr. Picasso! The boy ran up to him. Mr. Picasso, I saw you walking. I was actually playing soccer with my friends, but I saw you walking, and I'm such a big fan. I love to draw, and I want to be a painter just like you. So Mr. Picasso says, I actually don't have time for this. I've been a lot on my mind. I need some inspiration, so please leave me alone. But Mr. Picasso, I just want a handshake, and maybe if you can draw me a painting or a drawing, that would be amazing. And Mr. Picasso thought, like, you know what? I need to get rid of this kid. So he said, okay, give me a piece of paper and a pen, and I'll draw you something. So the boy gave paper and a pen. Mr. Picasso started drawing. He's just drawing what he saw. He saw like a church there in the distance, some valleys and some trees. And after a few seconds, the boy says, thank you so much. Thank you so much for this drawing. I think the drawing looked something like this. I'm not quite sure, but I think it looked something like this. So the boy says, thank you so much, Mr. Picasso. So he walks away. And Mr. Picasso says, tunggu sebentar, mas. I'm not sure what Picasso said there, but he said something like that. Tunggu sebentar. Jangan lari dulu. Balik dulu. So little boy says, okay, I come back. What's wrong with Picasso? You forgot something. Oh, what did I forget then? You owe me something. So the boy is confused. What do I owe you, Mr. Picasso? You owe me some money. Oh? You owe me $30,000 to be exact. So the boy is confused. I owe you $30,000. Well, I don't have any $30,000. I'm in Spain, so I don't have dollars, but I don't have $30,000. So, why? Well, why do I owe you $30,000? Well, I gave you the painting. But then the boy says, Mr. Picasso, it took you 30 seconds to make that painting, to make that little drawing. Let's sketch. Mr. Picasso says to the little boy, but it took me 30 years to make that drawing in 30 seconds. And this, my friends, this is what magic really is. I think nowadays we live in a society with social media that we think that magic is something which happens overnight. We glorify the prizes, but we don't look at the process. And today, I want to share a few stories and a few lessons that I've learned in the last couple of years, which I believe that this generation, if we can really embrace these lessons, we can see change happening in our life, in our career, in our team, and in our firm. Magic is a daily thing. So today I want to talk about 3 magic lessons. 3 magic lessons that I really believe can bring magic. And I'm not talking about instant magic. The only instant magic I know is pop me, which is instantly noodles. But besides that, I don't know a lot of instant magic. So if you're taking notes, you can if you want. If you're not, I think you should. Take some notes. So after this, because we'll be spending a few moments together. We're going to be 45 minutes. I'm going to be talking about these magic lessons. And the last 50 minutes is going to be fun because we're going to do some Q&A. So you can actually also use the app to ask questions, leadership questions or questions you have in your career about mindset. And we're going to go into a live Q&A. So I'm really excited about that. But 3 magic lessons. 3 magic lessons that if you apply that, you'll see change happening. So magic lesson number 1 is this. Shape your mind to shape your future. I think nowadays, if I just scroll through social media, I see this topic of mindset going through my feed a lot of different times. But sometimes we need to know the context before we know the content. And to be very honest, think we live in a time, like the Jaman now is, we like to eat content. Every second of the day, we like to scroll through our feed and we're like processing data and we're processing information. But I think context is extremely important before we actually understand the content. So mind, I want to talk about mindset. Has everyone ever heard of the theme of the growth and the fixed mindset? Has everyone heard about it? If you do, please raise your hand. It's okay if you, some? So I want to show you some pictures. And you can use the app to actually give answer because I'm going to ask you a few questions. So I'm going to show you a few pictures and you need to tell me what you see. Okay? So you'll see 3 pictures. After every picture, I give you, if you see the picture, I give you like 3 seconds to think about it, look at the picture, see what you see, and then you just need to choose A or B. A or B. All right? All right? All right. Let's look at the screens, okay? Let's see this first picture. So, what do you see? What do you see? Do you see a duck? Or do you see a rabbit? Yeah, I like this. I heard like a rabbit, of course it's a rabbit. A duck, yeah, of course. Bebek, bebek bang, I like it so much. It's a duck or a rabbit. So there is no right or wrong, guys. But please pinchet the A or the B. Check it out on the phone if you can. Scan there or go to thepolf.com/KPMG Townhall. Do you see a duck or do you see a rabbit? Okay, so hopefully now we will see the results actually on the next slide. I'm excited about this one. So can we see the results actually? Oh, okay. That is so good. I like it. Oh, we're live. Like more duck lovers coming in. Oh, some rabbits. Oh, I like this. But this is good. So we see this picture. Some people will see a duck. Others will see a rabbit. The theory behind it actually is that most of the people will see the duck. Most of the people see it because that's the easiest animal to see. But the rabbit, if you can see the rabbit, the theory says that you are more creative. So that's a good thing. But it's nice. Can we move on to the next one? Let's move on to the next picture. What do you see? A frog or a horse? Again, going to the poll left. Horse, frog. What is the theory behind it? You can, like look at the picture like this, or want to stand on your chair, like however you want to look at it. I was already afraid that everyone would just see the frog. It will be like 100% frog. But this is good. So again, it's like 25, 75%. Great, I love that. Diversity. Okay, shall we move on to the next one? Okay, do we see the old lady or do we see the young lady? There's a big difference in how you approach an old lady and a young lady, especially if you meet them in a cafe and a restaurant. A or B? A or B? What do you see here? A or B? B. B, yeah? But do you see the old lady as well or no? 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 You don't see it? No. No, nothing wrong. There's a big nose. There's a big nose. Big nose. Okay, see the results? You have the results? A lot see the young lady. Okay, that is amazing. The moral of the story, of course, is that we see a picture, but we have a different perspective. We see different things. In this room now, there's, let's say, 800 people. There's 800 different perspectives. But the most important thing is, what do you see when you look in the mirror in the morning? What do you see when you look in the mirror in the morning? Because just like the horse or the frog, what do you see when you look in the mirror in the morning? So I want to talk about this mindset, right? Because what you see, how you see, determines on how you solve. Do you see an opportunity or do you see danger? So your sight, how you look, is determined by what's going on here, what's going on in your mind. So I want to take a few moments to talk about mindset. Mindset. What is mindset? Everyone would agree with me that mindset, to have a good mindset, of course, is key to a good life. Recently, I read research on Fortune 500 executives that 94% of the executives said that mindset was key for success. To know what mindset is, because at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know. And if you don't know what you don't know, then you can never move. You can never grow. So I want to talk a bit about mindset. So what is mindset? Mindset actually consists of two things. Number one is your thoughts, the thoughts that you have day to day, the moment you wake up, or even today, you're scrolling through emails from clients, you're thinking about what will they serve for dinner here, you're thinking about what is the door prize, you're thinking about who is this Andrew Senduk, why doesn't he speak Bahasa Indonesia, a lot of different things. And because we are restricted in time, I'm going to talk about the thoughts, because the beliefs is another animal, but I think because we have time restrictions, I'm going to talk about our thoughts. So everyone in this room, rata-rata, has around 50,000 thoughts in a day. 50,000 thoughts in a day. I always say, if you don't know that you have these thoughts, then yeah, you don't know, and it's difficult to move your thoughts. And of these 50,000 thoughts, 95% is going to be the same tomorrow. It's going to be the same tomorrow. That means how you solve certain problems is going to be the same like tomorrow. But if we want to really make magic happen, we should always be thinking on how can we improve? How can we improve our solution? How can we become better? It means that we need to keep on pushing that. Because if we don't do that, then, human beings are like that. Human beings love patterns. Human beings love rituals so that every day is the same. But if we don't take care of this, if we're not intentional with this, then you're like R2-D2. There's a big chance that, you're just a robot. So we need to be intentional with our thoughts. Because if we're not intentional with our thoughts, then, again, 95%, it's going to be the same like yesterday. So when I talk about mindset, I want to also share a few statements. So what we see now is that perspective is everything. How we look at it, how we look at things, how we look at ourselves is everything. Because how you look at ourselves, it's going to determine how you come into the office. It's going to determine how you come to clients, with what confidence you're going to deal with clients. It's going to impact how you close deals with clients. Every morning before you go to the office, how you look at yourself, what you believe of yourself is going to impact how you close your deals. It's going to impact how you collaborate with your team. It's going to impact your leadership within the firm. So we need to be very intentional on how we think and the thoughts that we have. But again, if it's 95% of our thinking is the same like yesterday, we only have 5% chance on really improving it. So growth and fixed mindset is crucial to understand and is crucial to drive. So I want to show a few statements, a few growth and fixed mindset statements. And again, I want you to participate, right? Participate in this. And I just want to hear with you if you agree with me or if you don't agree with me. Okay? So these are a few statements. Some are more growth mindset related. Some are more fixed mindset related. But just be honest. This will not be included in your annual performance review. So do not be afraid. Just be honest. Okay? Are you ready? KPMG Indonesia, are you ready? Yes. Okay, let's go. Let's try these statements. So these are growth versus fixed mindset statements. I just want to know, do you agree with the statement or don't you agree with the statement? Okay? Here we go. Statement number 1. Feedback. Feedback is a sort of personal attack. When I first started working at a Big Four, I had my first annual performance review. Most of the things were exceed expectation because I worked hard. But of course, there were a few comments and a few feedback from me as well. I, for sure, in 2004, would agree with this statement. So let's see if you also agree with this statement, yes or no. So can we see the results on the screen? Okay, that's good. That's honest. That's honest. That's good. So good that there's no names here on these results. Okay, can we go to the next one? I like to try new things, even if I might fail. Even if I might fail. Failure nowadays is not appreciated. It's underrated, to be exact. But I believe there's power in failure. And the moment we don't fear failure anymore, it makes you unstoppable. But I like to try new things even if I might fail. Okay. Results? Nice. I like the diversity. There's a bit of majority, minority, but there's still different perspectives. Okay, next one. I feel intimidated by the success of others. I want to tell you a quick story. So I started working in 2004, and a friend of mine also joined the company. And in December, I think, we had our personal performance review, and we walked out of the room and I said, how was your review? He says, like, it was amazing. I said, and mine was also amazing. I said, yeah, I got promoted. I said, what? I said, no, I didn't say what. I said, congratulations. That is amazing. Then I walked away. I said, what? How can this guy get a promotion? This is just not fair. We started at the same date. Intimidation by the success of others is also something which I think in this time of the transparent world we live in right now, I think there's a generation being paralyzed by success of others. By success of others, success that we see on social media, we start to question our own life. How come my friend who was in primary school suddenly now drives the BMW and I'm still on my scooter? No one here? No? There's a huge percentage now of the especially young generation which is paralyzed by the success of others. Something we should be intentional about, to focus on our own lane. Let's see the results. Agree or disagree? Nice. I love that. I love that. You know, our mindsets are something that we should be very intentional about. Our thinking and our thoughts should be very intentional. And the moment we actually understand how to control our thoughts, how to control our thinking, is the moment that we can control our outside. It's the moment that we're gonna approach projects, approach problems different, and the outcomes will be different. Because I always say this, we can never score if we don't have a goal. We can never score if we don't have a goal. So that means even for our thoughts, we should have a goal. Our thoughts should move towards growth mindset thinking. So magic lesson number 1 is that we need to be intentional with our thinking. Because once we are intentional with our thinking, we can shape our minds. And can you imagine if this firm is going to have minds of champions every day in whatever you do, in the small things that you do, or in the big things that you do it as Picasso. Because then I believe you have the number 1 ingredient to make magic happen. So lesson number 2, I want to tell a story about trees. It's called the Redwood Trees. The Redwood Trees are forests, are trees in California, in the USA. And these are special trees. These are the tallest trees in the world. They can get like 120 meters tall. That is taller than the Big Ben. That's taller than the Statue of Liberty. That's almost as high as the Monas. It's tall. It's a huge tree. The tree trunk is like 6 meters, 5 to 6 meters. What is this? So it's like double this platform is going to be the tree trunk. 115 meters up. That is insane. I think it's insane. Oldest trees in the world, strongest trees in the world. You know, some of the trees in the forest are over 2,000 years old. And when I was researching these trees, I was thinking, how can these trees be so strong? 115 meters tall. That is, you don't want to fall off that tree. My question to you, how deep do you think the roots of this tree grow into the ground? So this tall tree, this massive tree, like a nice forest, redwood tree forest, massive tree, 115 plus meters. But what's underneath the soil? What is beneath there that we cannot see? So my question to you, you don't have to put it in the Polev. I just want you to raise your hands if you agree with A, and then I'll ask who agrees with B, okay? Are you with me? Okay, so I give you 2 options. This is like a test, right? It's engaging. That's good. So, option number 1, A, the roots of the tree, the roots of the 115 meters plus tree grow 5 to 10 meters deep Okay? Who thinks that is correct? Raise your hand. Yeah? Okay. Down. Thank you so much. Who thinks that the roots of this tree grow 5 meters or less into the ground? Raise your hand. Should be the rest, right? But it's definitely not the rest. Like, there's some people who are still confused. Some people are now on Wikipedia checking how deep the roots grow. Don't do that. Don't do that. You are disqualified. Okay, so there's a few people that believe it's going to be 5 meters or less. Okay, now we're going to do this. Everyone who said 5 meters or less, I want you to stand up. Because you can win a prize. You can win a paid ticket to Bali, but it's going to be paid by yourself. So everyone who said B, please stand up. Jangan malu-malu, it's okay. Jangan malu. So B, very good. There's one B here, like 2 Bs. 4, 3, 4, 5. In the back there, yeah, okay. This side, okay, yes, very good. B. This whole side, all thought A. Very good. Don't stand up. Keep standing. Okay, good. Okay, now follow me, right? Follow me. You are correct. But wait. It's not the full answer. So I'm going to make some statements. If you agree with me, keep standing. I'm going to make a statement. If you agree, keep standing. If you don't agree, sit down. Paham? Ngerti ya? Just checking. The roots of the redwood tree, the 115-meter plus tree, grow 4 meters or less. Everyone is afraid to sit down, right? Okay, the roots of the redwood tree grow 3 meters or less into the ground. Mind you, 115 meters, people. You think I'm tricking you, right? You think 3 meters or less? Why? Nah, did not prepare, eh? I like that. You want to think different. Okay. The tree roots grow 2 meters or less. You guys are playing me, but you're right. Let's give it up for our friends. Give them a big applause. Yes. Very well. I know you were gambling. You're just standing there, just waiting to see what happens. But you're right. The roots grow 2 meters, between 1.5 and 2 meters deep. Think about that. 115 meters. Think about that. That's like the monas, eh? A tree like the monas. And the roots, the pagar, they only go 1.5 to 2 meters deep. That's like until here. That's me. That's like me. I would be holding a tree of 115 meters tall. The question is, how is that possible? How is it possible that a tree that is 115 meters tall can be carried by roots that go only 1.5 to 2 meters deep? There's a lesson. And this is the magic lesson that I've learned. The root trees, they don't go deep, but they go wide. And if you would cut the ground, cut the soil of the trees, you would see that the roots of every tree is holding on to the roots of the neighbor tree. You would see that within the forest of the redwood trees, that there are trees that are 2,000 years old, but they're holding the roots of trees that are 500 years old. Talking about the generational gap there, eh? Talking about the generational gap. They hold each other on the root level. And this is the power of collaboration. You know, collaboration is always so easy to say. when you read the research or articles, it's always easy to say, we need to collaborate. Of course I know we need to collaborate. But then there's like 1,000 people with all different perspectives, different opinions. But once we can control our level of collaboration, we understand the power of collaboration, you can become a redwood tree. And you can become the tallest, the strongest tree in the world. So collaboration is the magic lesson number 2. So I want to go to magic lesson number 3. So number 1 was being intentional with our thoughts. And number 2 was be a tree. No, not be a tree, but thinking about the redwood tree roots. That the collaboration should be at the foundation of any team. Number 3, building bridges, not walls. Maybe in the USA, they like to build walls, not so sure, but I know that we should be focusing on building bridges, not walls. There's a lot to be said about this intergenerational workforce nowadays. We are more diverse than we've ever been. And even now, if I look inside this room, we are represented by different groups. So if you're a part of this group, I'm gonna name them. I want you to make some noise, right? But make some noise like you are a redwood tree. Okay? So do we have anyone Generation Z who was born between 1995 and 2015? Gen Z, make some noise! But that's like everyone. Like, that's not possible. I've been informed wrong. That's not possible. Gen Z, make some noise! Okay, I'm confused. I'm confused, but okay. If you're a millennial and you're born between 1980 and 1994, let's make some noise! Yeah, that's what I expected, right? Gen X, born between 1965 and 79, make some noise! You felt the power in that voice. There's maturity in that voice. I feel a peach. I feel like a redwood tree voice there. Okay, last group. We have some baby boomers, 1944 between 1964. Make some noise, yes! You know, what I truly love about this is that we are so diverse, but we're also alike. You know, I want to show you some pictures, and when I was preparing the slides, I was like laughing. I was like working on the slides. I really had to laugh. I was alone, but I was preparing these slides, and I want you to engage with this, right? So you let me know if you know these things. For Gen Z, maybe these are things that they've never seen or never touched. Okay, can we see this? So this is what we call a video cassette. So for sure, Gen Z, you have no idea what this is. You're like, what is this box? But if you have ever used this, touched this, know what it is, please raise your hand. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. So Gen Z, like, this is before Netflix, before YouTube. Like, this is what we use to record stuff. Like, we record stuff, okay? All right, we move on. So, who knows what this is? Next one. Hey! Yo! You know, nowadays I show this to a friend of mine and she's like, a Walkman? Isn't there a Walkwoman? No, it's not. It doesn't work like that. A Walkman. It's not only for men, it's for men and women. But we use that. You know, when I was in primary school, I used my Walkman to go to school. I felt like all cool and stuff, you know. Check me out with my Walkman. Woo! So this is what we use to listen to music. Who used the Walkman? Yeah, that's amazing. Next one. Hey! Yeah. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Give me a high five. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. I was doing this, right? I was doing this. I had to laugh. I said, who will react to this slide? I was meeting with Bu Ivana and I said, do you know this slide? Do you know? No idea. If you know, you know. Who had the orange gun? Duck Hunt is an epic game. Next slide. Now, if you have on your phone or you have used one of these apps in the last 24 hours, raise your hand. Yeah, that's what I thought. You know, this is like a representation of the workforce. We go through 4 different generations. There's so many differences that we have. But at the same time, there's so many similarities that we have. I believe that it is amazing, capital A, to be alive in this era. Because at the same time, this era, the time we live in right now, is a time where crazy things happen. A time where a little boy who is 7, mind you, my son is also 7, so this is really relevant to me. This boy started a YouTube some years ago. What he does, he unpacks toys. And he makes $22 million a year. Think about that. Let me just repeat that. Maybe it didn't really land. This boy is 7 years old. He makes toy reviews on YouTube, and he makes $22 million a year. My boy is 7 years old. He just cost me money. You know, I said, you should start your YouTube, man. Oh, no, I want to play soccer. So I said, okay. And at the same time, this is a time where valuations go into the billions. Fundraising of $1 billion is like another day at the park. It's something that you hear every day. Of course, the pride of Gojek that is doing multiple billions of fundraising. You know, this whole social media thing is a multi-billion-dollar market. Nowadays, you can become a multi-millionaire by being a gamer. Like, what? It's like this Fortnite guy who did the Fortnite championship. He won like $3 million. If I would tell my parents, they just don't believe it, you know. It's like, and where a reality star, which I don't know what talents they have, but they became famous, can build a $1 billion company in 3 years by selling makeup. This is an exciting time to be alive. It's an exciting time to be on the advisory side, on the audit side. It's just exciting to be in business nowadays. Because there's so many things going on and so many opportunities that if we have the right mindset, we can really take our benefit from that. So, besides the differences, there's a lot of similarities. And I think this whole intergenerational workforce, there's a lot of similarities. And what I really believe is that anything that you would focus on would grow. Anything that you appreciates. So oftentimes when I talk to companies and we talk about this, then I hear the different generations saying, oh yeah, but they don't know how we used to do it. Or then the new generation says, oh yeah, but now we are used to doing it this way. It's not so much a generational issue, but more a communicational issue. Because at the end of the day, everyone in this room, we have one goal and one goal alone. And if we can really focus on the similarities between us, not looking at our backgrounds, not looking at our P&Ls, not looking at our divisions that we're from, but we see the bigger picture, and we focus on the bigger picture, and we focus on the similarities and the strengths that we have, magic is around the corner. So focus on the similarities. Number 2, I love this generational issue, is always so interesting. Any boxing fans here? Yeah? Okay. So this is a shot from Manny the Pac-Man from the Philippines in one of his fights. I think it was against Mayweather. And I love this shot because they're on the same team. Eh? Of course, his coach is on the same team as he is. The coach jumps into the ring and he starts to talk with Manny. But he talks to Manny by bending down on his knee. And how often, if we are in our office and if we are in our professional relationships, we try to talk on different levels. But if you really want to move things, we really want to see that magic happens, we need to have this open communication where we meet the people where they are. So I think that is something that if we talk about collaboration, even though there's differences, and even we see there's similarities, once we focus on the similarities, and we focus on open communication, these are the recipes of magic. So let me repeat to you the magic lessons that we discussed. Magic lesson number 1 is be intentional with your thoughts. Because once you're intentional with your thoughts, you can really shape your mind. And once we shape that mind, we shape our thinking, our future will change. Our outcome will change. Number 2 is be rooted like the Redwood tree. Collaboration is something we should be doing on the foundational relationships that we have. And this collaboration theory is something we should go throughout the whole organization, through the whole firm. Because can you imagine? Can you imagine? Because a firm is nothing more and nothing less than how the people of the firm are. The reputation of a firm is nothing more and nothing less of how the people of the firm are, how they collaborate, how they communicate. So what if this firm is famous for the collaborative power that they have? And lesson number 3, regarding building bridges and not walls. Find the similarities that you have. It is evident that we need to work through different generations, and it's evident we have different type of experiences. But if we focus on the similarities and we focus on a communication which is on level, magic can happen. All right, so those were the 3 lessons I really wanted to share with you, which is on my heart. And I have one thing which I've been thinking about yesterday a lot. I wanted to give KPMG something special. So on the next slide, you'll find me sitting on a chair with holes in my jeans. But what I wanted to say is that I wrote a book. And this book is called Ignite Millennial Leadership. Because I truly believe that this generation are the future leaders of this country. So if you're working with millennials, if you are a millennial, then I have this book for you in PDF. The only thing you need to do is to follow me on Instagram. You see that Instagram there, Andrew.Sender, just click follow. I'll shoot you the PDF. Because I want to bless you, and I really believe that there's nuggets in there that can change your career and change your path moving forward. All right? So we're going to move into the Q&A. So I don't know if our beautiful and amazing MCs are also in the building, or they're now super stressed, like, oh, I should be on the stage now. Oh, there he is, there he is. There he is. Yeah, he said, make some noise for Andrew Sendek. Are you on? Are you on? It's not on. Are you on?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, now you're on.
Okay.
Good, man.
Thank you.
You're looking good.
Okay.
Yeah, you're looking good.
Okay.
Stand here.
Andrew.
Yeah.
I'm really, really nervous because
Don't be.
You're so handsome.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my God.
You're also handsome. I'm not quite sure if coming from you, I should be happy with that, but if it would be the other sex, then okay, but okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Q&A.
Ladies and gentlemen, for Q&A session,
Yeah.
we have received questions from all of you through the application, and we will show the question here, and Andrew will address your questions.
Yeah.
And next, without further ado, our first question.
Yes. What is it? What is the question?
how can we stay innovative when working in a risk-averse environment?
Yeah, it's a very good question, right? Risk averse. I think if you are risk averse, we need to define risk averse. I believe that if you are not innovative, you are looking for risk. You are playing a very dangerous game. I mean, it's not for nothing. When you look at like the big, I mean, Toys R Us is a big story, right? Toys R Us, massive company in the US. And with Toys R Us, there's many more different companies went bankrupt because they were too late to innovate. So I think being innovative and being risk averse are a bit contradictory because to be innovative, you actually are risk averse. You need to be innovative, and I know, I mean, especially as the firm is big, there's a lot of different divisions. Innovation should be at the core of what you do. Else, it's going to be a difficult story because the world is changing so fast.
Thank you.
Wow,
Andrew.
great answer from Andrew Sandu.
Yeah, thank you.
Give a big
Applause
applause.
for Andrew Sanduk.
Okay, we move to the
Difficult,
next.
but not impossible, right?
Of course.
Okay, our next question.
Okay, I'll read the second question, but my English is not as good
That's
as
okay.
Ichan, but I'll
That's
do my
okay.
best. Okay. How do you motivate yourself to get work done after trying many things and failing over and over again?
Yeah, that's a good question. Good question. Failure is, I believe, overrated, right? Failure is overrated. Overrated. It's okay to fail, right? It's okay to fail. Failing is good. We should fail. Talking about innovation and failing, we can only innovate by failing a lot of times.
Oh,
Thomas Edison, tried 10,000 times to make the light bulb, and he found a lot of different ways that did not work. But eventually, he found a way that did work. So I think being innovative and trying, talking about growth mindset, because we talked about it before, growth mindset is all about trying. And we should not be afraid to fail. Especially now, I mentioned it a couple of times, we are afraid of judgment of the people around us. We are afraid of judgment of the people around us. If it's not our colleagues, it's going to be our parents. It's not going to be your parents, it's going to be our friends. We just are afraid of judgment. But once we break free from judgment, and we say, you know what, I don't care. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't work out, I'll find another way. I want to tell you a quick story about Elon Musk. Elon Musk, super entrepreneur, amazing guy, founder of PayPal, Tesla, SpaceX. One time when he was interviewed and he was building Tesla, the electronic car, the reporter asked him, Mr. Musk, how big do you think the chance is that Tesla will survive? And this is in the beginning of Tesla. He said there's a big probability that Tesla will go bankrupt. And I was blown away. I was like, what? You're doing something even though you say there's a big risk that it may fail. And now Tesla is a multi-billion-dollar company. So I think, innovation, failing, just don't be afraid to fail. Just keep on failing. Failing is good. Failing is good. But learn from it. Don't keep failing, do the same thing, eh? Fail, try new things, fail again, try new things. But failing is amazing.
Wow, great answer. So failing is fine, but
Failing is
learn
fine.
from it.
Failing is fine.
Okay, the third question, Ichan will read the third.
okay. The third question, is there any practical idea on how we should collaborate with people who might have fixed mindset and tend to be a negative person? That's a tough one.
That's a good one. So I once worked in a team with a guy who was extremely negative, and the glass was always half empty. The glass is always empty, actually. There's no water, it's just empty. So that's a challenge, right? That's a challenge. So for me, what I did was to really sit down one-on-one. Because at the end of the day, communication is also about context again. So we need to understand each other, where we come from. I need to understand why this person is that he is. Because for sure, talking about mindset again, there's a reason why this person is so negative. There's a reason for that. We're not born with negative, behavior. So I think it's important to just understand where it comes from, understand his context, and then just lead by example. You know, leadership. I like to see leadership as not something from the textbooks. Leadership, no one teaches you leadership in the university. Leadership, you learn like when you're on the ground, when you work with people, you need to work with negative people. How can you turn these people into like, you know, growth mindset focused people? So I believe, one, understand the context of people. There's a reason why they are. And once you understand that, then you go to that level and try to give the right example, you know, overflow them with positivity, and always let them show that the glass is half full, not half empty.
That is great. That is a very great answer. So communication and understanding.
Yes. Key. For sure.
All right. And
Shall we do applause?
yeah.
Give applause to
Shall we give
Andrew
applause to Andrew
Senduk.
Senduk, ladies and
Okay, so
gentlemen.
is it almost time or not? What time is it now?
It's 3:15.
Okay.
And I think
Let me explain in Indonesian to... Okay. Okay, understand lah ya, you understand lah ya?
Understand.
Okay, you understand. Okay.
walaupun lama di luar negeri tetap orang Indonesia kok.
Yeah. Tapi
Anyway,
sedikit ya.
He was born in Netherlands,
Yeah.
but he live in Bali.
Yes, benar
Yes.
juga sih.
So, he mengerti Indonesia.
Mengerti.
Yes, correct.
Mengerti.
Oke, buat teman-teman yang udah nanya, nah itu nanti teman-teman bisa ambil bukunya Andrew Senduk yang sudah ditandatangani.
That is true.
Nah, bisa diambil di lantai 10B pada saat coffee break.
Yeah.
Nah, tapi masih ada 30 lebih buku yang teman-teman bisa ambil nanti. Tapi sistemnya apa, Ican?
First come, first serve. So, buat yang nggak ngasih pertanyaan atau belum sempat ngasih pertanyaan, jangan kecewa. Masih bisa dapat kesempatan untuk dapat bukunya Andrew Senduk, tapi buruan, harus buru-buru ngambil nanti pada saat coffee break di lantai 10B.
10B. Jadi pas udah mau coffee break bisa langsung posisi lari bersedia. Siap. Ada suara pistol, lari langsung semua ambil.
So, is there anything else you want to say?
Yes, that's all.
Okay, so I want to ask you one thing before I leave, right? Because again, it is really a privilege to be here with you. But I want to ask you one thing. So, this is something I love to do because it is just amazing to see. So I want everyone to take out their phones. Can everyone just take your phones? Take your phones out. Take your phones. Get your phone in your hand. Get your phone in your hand, everyone, and turn on the light. Turn on the light of your phone. So get the phone out. Turn on the light of your phone. Turn it on. Maybe the guys in the back, if you can dim the light a bit. Dim the light a bit, if you can. So there's a lot of people here that don't have phones, or they have Androids maybe not working. Just take out your phone. Put it up in the air. There's a lot of people here who don't have it. Take all your phones out. You can. Take all your phones out. Take it out. Take it out. No, keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. I feel like Justin Bieber right now. I want to sing. But this is what I want to end with. This is what I want to end with. Magic is something special. But magic is something that we do on a daily basis. And the moment that we, as a firm, as one team, can do one thing at the same time and we all look in the same direction, magic really happens. Now I want to leave you with this. You have the power to bring magic on a daily basis. And when you bring the power, when we all bring the power to create magic, magic really, really happens. KPMG, thank you so much. My name is Andrew Senduk. Appreciate you all.